Thomas and James loved steaming around the rails in the swamp. To them, the bridges seemed like roller coasters. "Same time tomorrow," said James to Thomas. "Definitely," said Thomas. But that night it rained. It rained a lot. Thomas and James came back the next day. What they didn't know was that the swamp had a lot more water in it. One of the bridge supports then started moving with their weight. Then there was trouble. All the movement had caused the bridge track to loosen. James was heading for the bridge. Up the slope and... James broke the track and got stuck, hanging in between the track pieces. Helpless, he couldn't move. Thomas came up to him. "Are you all right, James?" he said. "Yes," said James, "but please get me down." Thomas steamed off to get some help for his friend. He left the swamp and went to find Ryan. "Help," said James. Thomas found Ryan, who followed him back to the swamp with the breakdown crane, Jerome. "Ryan's here with Jerome," said Thomas. "Thank you," said James. "I'm just going to reverse and Jerome will pull you," said Ryan, and he started reversing. Thomas was reassuring his friend that everything was going to be all right as Jerome got into position. Ryan and Jerome then started pulling, and slowly James got back on the track. "Oh yes, thank you," said James. "Now to repair the track," said Ryan. James and Thomas moved back a little, and Jerome lifted the track into place. An engineer then joined the pieces together. "All done," said the engineer. Thomas tried the bridge first, and then they all had a go. Thanks for watching our story, which used the new Trackmaster Switchback Swamp track set. It doesn't include the Thomas engine going around the track now, but does have two wonderful bridges which give a lot of headroom to the engines going underneath. It also includes 2 points for attaching other track to. The green track of the bridges looks great when added to a bit of landscaping as shown in our story. James was busy moving sheep around. All was going well. "Who put those rocks there?" he said. He looked around. There were no buildings anywhere to be seen. To make matters worse now, his sheep had escaped, and he was right in the middle of nowhere. His driver radioed the search and rescue centre. The search and rescue centre was a busy place, but when they heard where James had derailed, they said he was too far away and that they would pass his message to the West Coast Rescue Centre. The West Coast Rescue Centre was somewhat smaller and quieter. In fact, it was no more than a siding by the sea. And ready for action was Jerome. Fishing. He didn't have many rescues to attend to, and he liked fishing, and his hook could reach the sea from the siding. Suddenly Ryan came by. Jerome, we've got a rescue. Some sheep have derailed and James has escaped and is running all over the fields." "Calm down, Ryan," said Jerome. "I think you must mean that James has derailed." Oh yes, that's it. Come on, hook me up." Ryan hooked Jerome and off they set. In the meantime, James heard an engine. "Rescuers," said James. Unfortunately for James, it was Duck, pulling Toad. "Oh dear," said Duck. "I'm sure Jerome will be here sometime soon, this week." He left. Another train was heard. "That was quick," thought James. This time it was Oliver. "Oh dear," said Oliver. "Your sheep have escaped," said Oliver. "I know," said James. "Sorry, I can't help," said Oliver, and off he went. James heard another train. This time it was Ryan with Jerome. "Oh, at last," said James. "Back me in," said Jerome. And Ryan did. Jerome spun round. First of all, he cleared the rocks from the track, and then heaved James back on the rails. The cattle truck followed. "Thanks," said James. "I need to catch the sheep now." "Oh, don't worry, I have a plan," said Jerome. he thought about his fishing. "What sheep like is nice juicy grass," he said, and he put some lovely grass on his hook. The sheep saw the juicy grass and followed the hook, which Jerome kept moving towards the truck. The other sheep followed like sheep, right into the cattle truck. "Thank you," said James. "No problem," said Jerome. James then continued his journey with the sheep. Ryan took Jerome back to the West Coast Rescue Centre and back to his fishing. Thanks for watching our story with the new Trackmaster Ryan and Jerome set. We've seen Ryan before, but this one has mud splashes, as does Jerome the rescue crane. Jerome's arm can be raised and lowered, and his whole cab can be turned completely around. His hook can be pushed out of the way for moving around the track. For a two-part vehicle with a crane arm, he is amazingly stable going around tight bends. I think Jerome will be used quite a lot in our stories as an alternative to the other rescue crane, Rocky. Thomas and Percy were pulling trucks.
Are you ready for another hard day's work, Thomas?
Absolutely. Then they heard,
"Look out! Express coming through! Make way for the important engine!"
"Someday I'd like to pull the express."
You will, but it is good fun pulling trucks with you, Thomas.
Thomas agreed, so they continued with their job. They loaded their trucks up with rocks. And were about to go when...
Make way! Express coming through!
Watch out, Thomas. You're in Gordon's way.
Gordon braked hard and stopped just in time.
Whew, that was close. You fool, Thomas. I said get out of the way.
Sorry, Gordon. I couldn't react in time.
Well, move now. I'm going to be late.
Thomas started moving out of the way, but Gordon was impatient.
Make way! Express coming through!
Can you believe he just did that? Look at my truck.
Come on, Thomas. Let's clear up this mess.
It took them a while to clear it up. So later that day, Sir Topham Hatt called Gordon and Thomas over.
Thomas, Gordon, I understand you had a bit of a disagreement earlier today. Thomas wouldn't get out of the way.
Gordon knocked my truck over.
Enough, enough. Now, I have to do something about this. Gordon, I'm putting you on truck duty tomorrow. But sir, I hate trucks. I pull the express. Well, you're pulling trucks tomorrow. And Thomas, I'll need you to pull the express.
Oh, yes, sir. The two trains left. The next day, Gordon was waiting by the express.
Take good care of them.
Don't worry, I will. And he puffed away. Percy arrived.
Right, let's go and pull some trucks.
Oh, the indignity.
So they headed off to work.
Meanwhile, Thomas was picking up his first passengers of the day. All aboard! The passengers were confused. Where's Gordon? You're too small to pull these coaches. I don't want to be late. You don't look as strong as Gordon. Don't worry, I'll get you there on time, reassured Thomas. So they all got in. But they wouldn't stop complaining. You're going too slow. It's a very bumpy ride. This isn't the way Gordon usually goes. Thomas wasn't enjoying this. Nearby,
Gordon got in trouble, now he's pulling rubble.
These trucks are teasing me.
Just give them a little shunt.
so he did.
Hey, that was actually fun.
Let's fill them up.
Thomas was just around the corner, and he still wasn't enjoying himself. He stopped to talk to Percy and Gordon. Hi guys, Gordon, do you want to swap jobs?
You know we can't, Thomas. Sir Topham Hatt said so.
And Gordon's actually pretty good at this.
Oh, okay then, said Thomas sadly, so he continued with the express. He then briefly watched Percy and Gordon at work.
Look how many trucks I can pull.
Wow, Gordon.
They were having fun without him. At the end of the day, Thomas returned the coaches.
It's hard work, isn't it, Thomas?
Yes, it is. I don't know how you do it. And I'm sorry about earlier.
I'm sorry too. Pulling trucks is very tiring as well.
So the engines made up, and the next day they all returned back to their usual jobs. Oh, not again. It's Tom Moss. Meanwhile, Sir Topham Hatt was telling some engines what they were doing for an important party that day. Engines, this party needs to go well. So Thomas, you're bringing the guests in Annie and Clarabelle. Percy, you're bringing the presents. Stanley, you're bringing the balloons. And Diesel, you're bringing the decorations, which are wrapped up in parcels. So the engines knew what they were doing. Unfortunately, Tom Moss wanted to spoil the party. He got Thomas first, who was bringing the guests. He attached a smelly truck full of fish to the back of Annie and Clarabelle. And Thomas didn't notice. Do you smell fish? Asked Thomas. Next, Tom got Percy, who was bringing the presents. Tom swapped the presents for coal. And Percy didn't notice. Then Stanley got pranked. He was bringing the balloons. But Tom overinflated them. So when Stanley started moving, he floated away. "Ah! Get me down!" he cried. And finally, Tom pranked Diesel, who was bringing the wrapped up decorations. Tom added very heavy weights to the trucks, making them very hard to move. So when Diesel wanted to leave, he just couldn't. He finally got moving, but he had to use a bridge. He really struggled up the hill. Until the coupling snapped. Uh-oh! The trucks were out of control, and Percy was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Oh dear. Tom arrived. Oh, it's you again, sighed Percy. Diesel arrived. He didn't like being pranked. So he chased Tom. Meanwhile, in the air, help! Help! Iron Man heard him. He knew he had to save Stanley, so he shot some balloons. So Stanley floated down to the ground. Diesel had to stop chasing Tom because Stanley was blocking the track. So Tom ran back to his tunnel. Iron Man landed. Oh dear, it's a bit of a mess down here, he said. So he helped sort out the mess. Thank you, Iron Man, said Percy. Now I just need to get these presents to the party. Percy? Those aren't presents. That's coal. Oh no, then where are the presents? Asked Percy. Don't worry, I saw Tom swap them. I found them behind some bushes earlier, said Iron Man. Oh, thank you, Iron Man, cried Percy. So the trains took their trucks to the party. Thomas had taken the guests, but they had to put up with the smell of fish for the journey. So the trains had all got there on time, and the party was a success.
Mavis was delivering some important stone from the quarry. Thomas was also very busy and was racing around Sodor. They were both heading towards each other. Without looking, Thomas crashed into Mavis and all of the stones went everywhere. "I'm really sorry," apologized Thomas. "No worries," said Mavis, "but how are we going to clear this up?" Meanwhile, at the Paw Patrol lookout, Ryder was looking through his periscope to see if anyone needed any help. "Oh no, looks like there's been a crash," cried Ryder. "I'll go check it out," said Sky, and she whizzed down the slide. "Do you need any help?" asked Sky. "Mavis and I are stuck and are going to need something big to pull us up," said Thomas. "I'll go get some help," replied Sky, and she flew off. "Thomas and Mavis need our help," cried Sky. We need something big to move all the stone, said Ryder. I can't use my rockets, sighed Sky. My fire truck won't be able to move the stones, responded Marshall. I know, I can use my digger, exclaimed Rubble. That's a great idea, cried Ryder. So Rubble went to get his digger. Don't worry, I'm here to help, said Rubble. He tipped the trucks and lifted all the stone back into them. Thank you, said Mavis. You're a lifesaver, added Thomas. Happy to help, chuffed Rubble, and off Mavis went.
Peppa Pig is having a fancy dress party, and all of the engines on the Isle of Sodor are helping out. Emily is bringing the ice cream. Percy is bringing the fireworks. And Toby is bringing jelly and custard. Thomas was wondering what he could do, so he found Sir Topham Hatt to ask him.
Thomas, he boomed, I have a very special job for you. I want you to give everyone rides at the party.
Thomas was excited.
Now go and get ready, Thomas. I want you looking your best.
Yes, sir, replied Thomas and puffed away. Soon, Thomas met Percy. So what are you doing for the fancy dress party, Thomas? I'm going to give everyone rides. You'll be the hero, Thomas. Hey, maybe I should dress up as a hero or a superhero. It is a fancy dress party after all. And Thomas quickly steamed away to find a costume. Thomas had found a costume, but his mask kept getting in his eyes. Thomas couldn't see. He didn't see the points were wrongly set and pointing straight at Toby, who was waiting for Thomas to pass. Then there was trouble. Oh no! Toby had completely derailed. Oh no, I'm sorry, Toby. I couldn't see where I was going. Don't worry, Thomas, but how will I get the jelly and custard to Peppa's fancy dress party now? Just then, Sir Topham Hatt showed up. He was angry.
Thomas, take that fancy dress costume off now. You have caused confusion and delay. Now, Toby needs to be fixed, so I need you to take the jelly and custard carriages to the party straight away.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Thomas had taken off his costume and was determined to be a really useful engine. He was on his way to the party, but was soon distracted. He saw Jeremy by the side of the track, so he stopped to say hi. Then, Thomas had a brilliant costume idea. He could dress up as a plane. Thomas thought it'd be really fun. Soon Thomas opened his eyes. Oh no! I've been daydreaming! I'm going to be late for the party! and Thomas hurried away. Thomas was going so fast, he didn't notice he was on the wrong track, heading straight for some buffers. Thomas was covered in sticky jelly and custard. Now I'm definitely going to be late for the party. But then Thomas had an idea. There's an old abandoned track over there. That could be a shortcut. It looked very overgrown and very mossy, but Thomas needed to get to the fancy dress party. As he went down the old track, leaves and moss were sticking to the sticky jelly and custard on his paintwork. When he finally emerged from the shortcut, he was looking a lot like Tom Moss. Luckily, he got to the party on time. "Nice costume, Thomas," said Pepper. "But I'm not in costume," replied Thomas. "Yes, you are. You've come as Tom Moss." "Ahaha, so I have. This is going to be the best fancy dress party ever." All of the engines on Sodor have their own jobs. Gordon pulls the express, Salty works at Brendam Docks, and Whiff works at the waste dump. One day, Whiff met Spencer while he was dropping off Prince Hans and Sir Topham Hatt. "Thank you very much, Spencer. You are strong, fast and loud. You are a very grand engine indeed." This made Spencer very happy. Then Sir Topham Hatt got off Spencer.
"Ah, Whiff, there are lots of waste trucks on the tracks, and I need you to remove them before Prince Hans returns this evening." Grand engines don't collect smelly rubbish trucks, Whiff. Grand engines are strong, fast and loud, and you will never be any of those. Oh, I wish I was grand.
Whiff soon found the first waste truck, but on the other track, he saw Emily pulling lots of heavy trucks. Whiff had an idea.
Strong engines are grand engines. If I help Emily with her heavy trucks, I could be a grand engine.
So Whiff didn't collect the waste truck, but followed Emily. Emily had to stop at a signal.
"Hello, Emily. Can I help you with those trucks? They look heavy."
Emily was surprised.
"They're going all the way to the search and rescue centre."
"Don't worry, Emily. I'm a strong engine."
"Thank you, Whiff."
So Whiff was coupled up to half of Emily's trucks, and they both steamed to the search and rescue centre.
"Thanks again, Whiff."
You're welcome, Emily. Now I'm a strong engine, so I'm almost a grand engine.
Soon enough, Whiff came across a second waste truck. But up ahead, he noticed Edward not connected up to his passenger coaches. So Whiff didn't collect the waste truck, but went to help Edward.
Hello, Edward. What's wrong?
"Oh, Whiff, I've blown a piston and I can't move. My passengers are going to be late."
I can take your passengers for you. I'm a very fast engine. Goodbye, Edward. Now I'm a fast engine and a strong engine. I just need to be a loud engine, then I'll be a grand engine.
So around the bend, Whiff blew his whistle loudly. But soon there was trouble. Whiff saw Percy stuck on the track, but it was too late. Oh, bust my buffers!
Percy, why are you not moving?
Because, Whiff, your waste trucks are blocking the way.
Oh no, I haven't collected any of the waste trucks.
And now I don't think I'll have time to deliver the mail. Whiff felt terrible. Percy was never ever late delivering the mail. Whiff always thought Percy was a grand engine. He always did his job well.
Oh, of course. If I do my job well, I can be a grand engine after all. Just like Percy. Percy, I'll deliver your mail for you. Then I'll deliver Edward's passengers. Then I'll collect up all of the waste trucks.
Whiff had to get going. There was a lot to do. He picked up the mail and delivered it to Chatsworth Station. He dropped off Edward's passengers in the town and then collected all 3 waste trucks. He was strong, he was fast, and he was very loud. That evening, Whiff met Spencer again, who was picking up Prince's hands.
Phew, said Spencer. I can see you're still Whiff the smelly engine. You'll never be a grand engine like me.
But just then, Prince Hans and Sir Topham Hatt arrived on the platform.
Well done, Whiff, boomed Sir Topham Hatt. All of the tracks are clear. You are a really useful engine.
And a grand one, added Prince Hans.
Oh, thank you very much.
Whiff had never felt prouder.
Thomas, you're not useful.
Yes, I am. I'm very useful.
You're not important either.
I am important.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Right, I'll show you I'm useful. Thomas, I think I agree with the minions. I've never seen you have an important job. Minions, Diesel 10, just watch me. I'll deliver these quarry rocks really quickly and prove I'm important and useful. But soon, Thomas had to stop at a signal. Why do I have to stop at a signal? I was here first. Diesel 10 pulled up. Obviously, Thomas, you have to stop to let a more important train through. Percy? Even the mail's more important than me. Can't stop now, Thomas. I have an important job to do. When Percy had gone and the signal had changed, Thomas angrily carried on his journey. But only slightly further up the track, Thomas had to stop at another signal. What? Now why do I have to wait? James pulled up next to Thomas. Hi Thomas, thanks for waiting. Can't talk now, I have a special important delivery to make. Even James gets more important jobs than me. This is embarrassing. At least there aren't any minions here to laugh at me. While Thomas was still waiting at the signal, Sir Topham Hatt arrived.
Thomas, there you are. I have a very important job for you to do right away.
Thomas was excited. Finally, he had an important job.
It's a very hot day, and all of the children on the island need ice cream. I need you to deliver the ice cream right away. And Thomas, it's a hot day. Remember to fill up with extra water.
Yes, sir. I'll go and pick it up. And Thomas left. Thomas finally felt important. Up ahead, Percy had to wait at a signal for an engine with a more important job. It was Thomas. Hi, Percy. I have an important job. That's good, Thomas. Don't forget to fill up with water. Percy, I'm much too important to wait for water. I need to deliver the ice cream. And Thomas left. Further along the track, Rocky had derailed and needed help.
Oh, thank goodness you're here, Thomas. I need you to call for help.
Sorry, Rocky, I'm much too important to help you. I need to deliver the ice cream. And Thomas left. But soon, Thomas began to run out of water and soon stopped. Oh no, I should have listened to everyone. I should have filled up with more water. Then Thomas could hear Gordon up ahead. Oh no, I'm on the main line. Gordon's going to hit me. Stop! Stop, Gordon! Gordon, stop! But it was too late.
Thomas, what are you doing? I'm going to have to get Rocky to help you.
Oh no, Rocky can't come. He derailed and I didn't help him.
Oh, Thomas. Well, I'll have to go and get Harvey instead then. He won't be happy. He's at the other end of the island.
And Gordon left. Thomas felt terrible. Soon, Harvey arrived. Thomas, Gordon told me what happened. Thanks, Harvey. I'm sorry. You should have helped Rocky. No job is more important than helping friends. I know. I feel terrible. Soon, Harvey had helped Thomas get back on the track, and Thomas continued his journey. However, up ahead, Diesel 10 had crashed.
Oh, ouch. Oh, ow. Oh, ow.
Thomas wanted to tease him like Diesel 10 and the minions did to him, but decided to help him instead. I'll go and get help, Diesel 10. Oh, thanks, Thomas. You're the best. Thomas had to work extra hard. He helped Rocky, shunted him to Diesel 10, and delivered the ice cream.
Thomas,
Boomed Sir Topham Hatt.
I am very proud of you. You have worked extra hard today. I promise I will give you the next important job.
Thanks, sir. Thomas loves passing the beach when delivering passengers because he loves watching people fish. Thomas could watch people fish all day long. Sometimes his driver had to tell him, Thomas, if we don't leave now, our passengers will be late. Okay, I'll have to come back tomorrow. Hey Salty, did you catch those fish yourself?
Haha, Thomas, don't be silly. Trains can't fish.
If only we had a hook. Hey, Cranky, you have a hook. Have you ever been fishing? No, Thomas. My hook is too big to catch fish. Anyway, I should be doing my job instead of fishing, and you should too. Yeah, I know, Cranky. Well, I can always dream I'm going fishing. One day, Thomas stopped at the water tower to fill up his tank with fresh water because he was running out of steam. Oh no! Exclaimed Thomas's driver. That water tower is out of water. Oh no! What are we going to do? Replied Thomas. I'm nearly out of steam. Soon I won't be able to move. Okay, let's go and find some water quickly. But before Thomas set off, Paxton arrived. Having steam trouble, Thomas. And this is why diesel engines are better than steam engines. Thomas wasn't listening. He was thinking where he could find water. I know, the beach, he thought, and used what little steam he had left to slowly chuff away. Thomas just about made it to the beach. His driver got out and began to fill up Thomas's water tank with seawater using a bucket he found. Soon, Thomas had enough water to produce lots of steam. However, the steam was a slightly different colour to normal, but Thomas thought nothing of it and continued on his way. Soon, however, Thomas began feeling very ill. Loud noises could be heard coming from his boiler. Ow, that really hurts! The steam was disappearing, and Thomas finally came to a halt. Ow, my boiler really hurts. Thomas's driver got out. Something's not right. I know, I'll call the search and rescue team. Belle was on her way with Captain America and Hulk. Hi Avengers, my boiler's making strange noises and it really hurts. Okay Thomas, let's take a little look inside you. Haha Thomas, you don't just have water in your tank, you have fish too. Fish? We'll have to get them out and put fresh water in you, Thomas. Soon, Captain America, Hulk and Thomas's driver were all enjoying some fish and chips with the fish they removed from Thomas. Then, Belle fired water at him to fill up his tank with fresh water. There you go, Thomas. I bet you won't be going fishing for a while. Thomas agreed. He'd had enough of fishing, and this is why trains don't fish. Thomas let out a lot of fresh steam. I feel so much better. Thank you, and happily chuffed away. Hey guys, Chris here. Thanks for watching my video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like it and subscribe to Toy Trains for You to see even more videos. Hope to see you soon. Bye!